5 minutes. I usually talk a lot, so it's going to be difficult for me. I just want to give you all a little background about who we are, and then through that process, I'll tell you a little bit of what we look for. This is our name, 72&Sunny, which, when we were just an office in Los Angeles, made a ton of sense, because that's generally how the weather is. 72 is nice and perfect temperature. In Amsterdam, not so much. But it wasn't a name we picked because of the weather. It was a name we picked because it was a statement of optimism. It was about an attitude that we wanted to have, to kind of come to work every day with this kind of feeling in mind. When it's 72 degrees and it's sunny, everything's okay, we're going to be positive, we're going to work it out. So that's a little bit what we look for when people are coming into interview. We want to see if they have that disposition. Not to say that everyone has to be super smiley all the time, but are they optimistic and excited about the future? Do they want to see where things are going? Can they start from a place of curiosity versus fear and any of those other kind of really toxic type of qualities? So we create work that is exciting to make and exciting to experience, which I think you can kind of see in a lot of even the young folks who were presenting some of their ideas earlier. When it's personal or when you find yourself in the work, and suddenly you're having a lot of fun. It's just like discovering new music or seeing art for the first time, and that's the feeling that we try to make sure that is always happening when we're making the work, because it's kind of like in a restaurant, right? If you have a really angry cook who's having a terrible day, then the food's going to be terrible. So the same with creative work. You need to find a way to find some excitement in it all. So we look for people that have this as well. We have offices in Los Angeles, Amsterdam, New York. That's Sydney, and now Singapore. So there's kind of opportunities all over the globe. We tend to work on global clients like these. So some of the markets have their own clients, but a lot of times we share them across all that network. So we definitely hire skill sets as well as we do hire specific cultural backgrounds or ethnic backgrounds. But whatever it is and whatever we're doing, whether we're working for a tech client or just someone like ADCE or IKEA, we try to kind of preserve this culture of learning, meaning that we don't ever stop and say, okay, now our process is perfect. Let's make a book. Let's all go make TED Talks about how we make work. Actually, quite the opposite. We say we're always here to learn, which just means we're looking for people who are also on that same path of not really having this idea of being finished at one point, that, oh, okay, one day I'll be here and then life will be easy. We want to keep learning and keep changing, and even sometimes, even within the organization, people change roles. Someone says, hey, I'm working as more an account person, but I find myself really drawn to strategy, and we don't really create really strict processes where somebody can't just decide to be over here from one day to the next. So this is what we look for, those qualities as well in people. We drive brand transformation, so we are always looking for these brands and these moments where we see a shift from one, a brand that's really finding itself being challenged by what's happening in the market, or maybe another challenger, or just how culture is shifting around them. We tend to do really well at those points when somebody has a really, really big problem. So in the same sense, we really like people who embrace that, who come in and aren't looking for the perfect conditions to make the perfect thing. We like people who say, hey, my creativity should extend not just to the ideas that I come up with, but also to how I solve problems and how I can react when there's changes, or when someone says, hey, we don't like that color, or hey, the script is approved, or hey, your budget is now 50% less than before. It's okay, to be upset by that, because that sucks, but we like people who say, okay, cool, I'm a creative person, so now I can go this way and go around and figure it out. I think if some of you were here yesterday, you heard me talk a little bit about this. I'm going to click on this and leave that there and walk away from you so that people have enough time to take a picture.
Even professionals can be too long.
Address.
Even professionals can be too long. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.